yo.
Stand up, boy.
Yeah, yo, yo. Freebie, SPZ.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Alexis Jade, and I am back like I never left, honey. No, I'm back with you know, more content because I kind of fell off the face of the earth. We'll get into that later. But hold that thought, because this ain't right. I rarely wear my natural hair straight, so it's just like not cooperating, but it's cool. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am wearing clothes. It's just kind of blending in with my skin. But anyways, so story time. This is so funny. Story time. I had a stalker. And what's really sad is this is not the first and only time I had a stalker in my lifetime. One time was in high school. I'm actually scared to tell that story because he recently found me on Facebook a few months back, which means like he's still thinking about me and watching me, etc., etc. Because my Facebook name is not even my real name, so it's like, bro. Anyways, but story time. I had a stalker, okay? So, let's get into it, right? My family on my mom's side, we went to the Bahamas. This had to be 2015, 2016, something like that. So we went to the Bahamas. It was a 5-day cruise. We took Carnival Cruise. So it was really cool, like the whole family went. So we flew from California. Some of my family, they're from Arizona. So we flew from California, they flew from Arizona. We met each other in Florida. And we stayed overnight in Florida. And then the next day we got on a bus. The bus took us to the cruise line, docking, boarding station, whatever. So we get on the cruise, everything is going smooth, we're having a great time, grand, you know. So at the time I was single, so I had no obligation to anybody. So of course, you know, if there was a nice guy there and he, you know, wanted to buy me a drink or something, that's fine. Like, buy me a drink, that's fine. T-Pain, buy me a drink. So there was this guy, and I'm so mad I forgot his name, but I definitely remember where he was from. Because the thing about cruises is you meet people from all over the world. So there's people who are flying from different states. It's not just like, oh, okay, this cruise leaves out of Florida, so it's all people from Florida. Oh, this cruise leaves from Long Beach, so it's only LA people. Like, no, that's not how it works. So this guy was from, was it Ohio? It was one of them states where black people, you would think they're not even from there. Like, I literally told him, I said, oh, they got black people there? Like, where? I'm going to just say Ohio because that's what's sticking out to me. But wherever it was, to me, it didn't sound like a black people state. Like, there should be, like, a high black population. Whatever. So what's really crazy is he came with his friend and his friend's family and his friend's girlfriend. His friend was fine, but he had a girlfriend, so, you know, that wasn't for me, obviously. But, you know, that's just a little side note. I was like, no, bro, I want your friend, not you. Am I trash? I feel very trash for saying that on camera. But, anyways, he was being super nice and buy me a drink. That was the point, like, buy me a drink. But looking back now, like, is it worth it? No, because at the time, I have my own money. Like, I could have bought myself a drink. But, you know, that young woman mentality is like, oh, yeah, like, I'm going to finesse him out of this drink. But it's not really finessing. Like, he wanted to buy me the drink. I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, he just saw me and he wanted to buy it. Fine. Whatever. So, with that drink came conversation. Women, we all know, they don't just buy you a drink and leave you alone. They want to sit down. They want to talk. They want to do this. They want to do that. So, with it being a cruise, it's daytime drinking. It's not like you're just at a bar at night. Like, We're drinking at, I don't know, 11 o'clock in the morning, maybe 12 o'clock, whatever time. It was the daytime. So he invited me to hang out with his friend and the friend's girlfriend in the pool. At the time, well, I'm still not a beer drinker, but at the time I definitely wasn't a beer drinker. Like, it was just out of the question. But this idiot bought me a drink and didn't ask me what I wanted. Strike one. If you're gonna offer to buy me something, let me choose. Don't assume, because that's not even it. He bought me a Bud Light Platinum, the one that's in the blue bottle. And let me tell y'all something about me. I can drink, okay? I could then and I can now. So when he bought it for me, I'm literally in the pool dancing to the music, turning up, boom, bottle's done. I'm empty-handed. I need another drink. So he bought me another one. But this time I was like, oh, can I actually have a blah, blah, blah? Whatever I ordered. Fine. So we're in the pool. It's cool. You know, he's not touching me. And thank God he wasn't, because I would have given him that 2-piece combo. But there was no vibe. Like, I wasn't, it was just, for me in my mind, I thought we were just like, I was just there as a placeholder because he was the third wheel. That's what I thought I was doing, right? So apparently, you know, sometimes young men, they confuse politeness with flirtation, and those are not the same thing. Like, don't be that guy. Don't confuse it. Don't do it. Just don't, because you'll embarrass yourself later. And we're gonna get to that part. So, anyways, we're vibing. I start to feel tipsy. I can't swim, so I'm getting out this pool. Like, forget what y'all got going on, third wheel or not. Like, I gotta go. I gotta go. That's it. That's it for me. So, I leave. He's like, oh, let me walk you to your room. I said, skirt, skirt. No, you ain't finna get me. Not like that. No, you're not walking me to my room. Sorry, mom duties called me. I had to go see about my kid. So, what was I saying? Okay. So the thing about cruises is you don't have these people's numbers. You don't talk to them. You're not dating these people. These are strangers. You don't, half the time you don't know their name. Like, you don't know where their room is, nothing. So it's like, it's not like you're purposely keeping in contact with these people, but it's a cruise ship. It's like a little community. So it's only so many people on there. You're going to run into these people again, right? And that's what happened. So I ran into him again. This time it was like on the night when it's like, you know, when they be turned up. And they have like the DJ playing and everybody's dancing, doing the little electric slide and all that. Great. So it was that. Woo, fun, right? So then that was fine. So I think that night I went to the comedy club too. Went to the comedy club. He must have caught me in there and was like, hey, like, you know, like, let's go on a walk or something. So then that's when I was like, oh, he like likes me. Like, okay. So I went. Stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ladies, especially younger women, because I feel like this is so young-minded of me to do. Like, keep in mind, I was like a fresh 21. I had to be, yeah, I was like a fresh 21. So the way that I moved then is definitely the opposite of how I move now. You are not obligated to anybody. If he bought you a drink, you do not have to sit there and entertain this conversation. Thank you for the drink, sir. Have a good night. I'm with my friends. That's how you do that. Or I'm with my family, in my case. But I was young-minded. I was dumb. And I had that young girl guilt thing going on where you feel like, he's just being nice. I know it's not going to go anywhere. I know I won't see him. You know, whatever. Like, I'll just go on the walk. It's only 2 days left for the cruise. Whatever. No, don't do that. Because some people are crazy. Right? Right. So, we went on the walk. It was gorgeous though. I will admit that. Like, cause you know you're in the middle of the ocean, so there's no street lights or anything like that. So you could literally, the sky is like pitch black, and it's just stars. You can see everything. It's gorgeous, right? So it was romantic as far as the aesthetic, but not the right person. I feel like that makes sense. Like, this would have been great if I liked you. Like, so we went on the walk, and he was like telling me about his life. Like, so he's like, yeah, and like I could visit you. And I'm just like, you know, I'm real busy. Like, I'm just coming up with my little excuses. And he was not taking it for an answer. He was trying to like really connect with me on some like, I like you. And I'm just like, bro, you don't even know my last name. Like, what you doing? So that happened, right? Somehow I got out of it. Like, I don't know if one of my family members ran into me or something. Whatever the situation was, I was able to escape once again. Let me tell y'all something about God, though, because he's only going to give you so many chances. So that was strike 2. When God gave me an opportunity to, like, exit stage left. That third time, when you just being stupid, God going to be like, nah, sis, you on your own. And that's what happened. So let's move on, right? So, day 3 is when you have the excursion. And then the excursion is basically your offshore or off-ship activity. So they give you like an 8-hour window. You get to leave the ship and tour the city of your destination. So I think we were like in Nassau. This cruise had 2 different destinations. So the second night we landed in God, I can't even remember where. I wasn't honestly that impressed. Like, it was cool and the people were there. It was a great cultural experience, but it wasn't vacation-y. And at the time I wasn't really on the whole, like, oh yeah, like, be exposed to different types of people, be exposed to different types of black people. Like, I didn't really care about that. I was like, I'm gonna see the white sand and the beaches, and I want to drink cute little frou-frou drinks on the beach, like, in my bikini. I want to take bomb pictures. That's what I care about. Stupid, right? So, the second stop was Nassau. So Nassau is gorgeous. Nassau is like what you would see in the photos, where it's like the little beach huts on the sand are like these bright, gorgeous colors, and the sand is literally white. The water was literally clear. It was clear, but it was also like that very light teal turquoise color. I had never seen a beach like that. I'm from Long Beach, so if you're from Long Beach, you know how our beaches look. This was a real treat for me, right? So, you know, like, we went on the excursion. I was with my family. We went to the beach. I'm sipping my little illegal alcohol because I know they didn't have a permit. Let me tell y'all how they did this. They had rum, Caribbean rum, and it was light rum, so it looked like water, in water bottles. So let's say they had like a Crystal Geyser water bottle. It was full of rum, and then they have the different colors and various flavors of Tampico. So you mean to tell me I traveled all the way to the Bahamas to be drinking Tampico? We can get that at Food for Less in California. Anyways, so it was good though. They literally would be like, okay, what flavor you want? You'll tell them the flavor. They dump all the rum in there. They top it off with some of that Tampico. And they give you a fancy little straw with the little umbrella and stuff. And it was in a carved out, hollowed coconut. So it was really pretty, but it was just like Tampico. And then it's like, bro, you serving liquor out of a water bottle. That means you don't have a permit. Like, this is not legal. But I'm not going to say anything because I'm here for the party. Period. So, anyways, I'm drinking my drink, taking my photos. We went on a glass boat ride. So, we're in the middle of the water. The bottom of the boat is glass. You can see all the gorgeous tropical fish. You can see the coral reef. They even did this little thing where they teased the shark with a ginormous raw steak, and then they dangled it over the water, and the shark jumped up and he latched onto it. Crazy, right? They did all that. It was great. Gorgeous. Then after that, we went and we had lunch at Baja Sharkies. I learned that Baja Sharkies, that franchise is international. They have them in different countries or whatever. So we had conch, if you know what conch is, if you're from the islands. We had conch at Baja Sharkies. Crazy, right? So, coming back at the time you're supposed to board on, I can't talk. At the time you're supposed to get back on the ship and board, I don't remember him being behind me. And then all of a sudden he was behind me. So something tells me he was from far away and noticed me and was like, ooh, let me catch up. Because he wasn't even with his family. He was by himself. So, I like hear someone like, Alexis. First of all, why do you even remember my name? Because I don't remember yours. How does that happen? Like, anyways, he's like, Alexis. I'm like, oh, hey. Doing one of those, right? My mom and my grandma are like, because they're friendly and they're nice, they have no idea that this guy's a creep. I mean, I didn't really at that point either. They're like, oh, hey. Lord. So, he saw me, and this time, he weaseled his way into walking me to my room. Minding my mom and my grandma were with me too, so I assumed that there was no funny business. There was no hidden agenda. Because, like, why would you be doing weird stuff in front of my family? My grandma's an OG. Like, you don't even want to try it with her. I'm like, nah. It's fine. Ladies, it's never fine. Like, don't do that. I was dumb. Don't be like me. Don't be dumb. So, okay, so he followed me to my room. Mind you, these rooms, they're like 4 or 5 digit, maybe even 6 digit numbers. And it's like 10 different floors on the ship. So it's like you had to be determined to remember my room just off of going there one time. He remembered my room, bro. And I'm going to tell you how I know he did. So look. This is crazy. I want to make sure I'm telling this right. I don't want to skip over anything. So, this is when I start to hit the brink of knowing that he's crazy. This is when I scratch the surface. So, same day, I go to the deck. It's called the Lido deck. It's where you go outside and it has that wooden flooring, and they have the DJ, there's the pool, they have the little, the food and stuff. All the servers come out with the drinks. The Lido deck is like where it's like popping, right? That's where like the day party happens. Great. So I'm out there. I meet some guys because it was spring break. So it was a lot of college age people. So I met some guys and some girls. The guys were from Florida State, I believe, and the girls were from a school in Georgia. But it was kind of like, it was like 4 or 5 of them, and then it was like 4 or 5 of the guys. So they had already been like kind of mingling, and I was honestly there with my family, and I was the only person in that little age group, because it was either people that were younger in high school, and then my other cousin was in middle school, and then the other adults, they were older. So I was kind of on my own when it came to finding people to hang out with in my age group. So, I don't know how it happened. One of them, and we still follow each other on Instagram. I hope he's watching this because I know that he's going to remember this story. So, one of them, we were talking or whatever, and one of them bought me a drink. So, it was fine. And I guess creepy guy was watching from way afar because I didn't see him. And, you know, I'm just talking to these people. I don't know them. They don't know me. They're not being creepy. They just bought me a drink. The way that, you know, the first guy should have done things, right? I'm dancing with the girls from Georgia. You know, we're all vibing. Playing in the pool. Whatever. Creepy dude told those guys to stop talking to me because I'm his girlfriend. So, they told me when they were like, basically like, oh, like, where's your boyfriend? And I was like, what? Like, what boyfriend? What are you talking about? And they were like, oh yeah, that guy, he said that you was his girl and like, you know, we can't talk to you. And I was just like, whoa, buddy. Oh wow. That's crazy. That is cuckoo. Bananas. So, of course I cleared the air and I was like, that is not my boyfriend. I don't know him. I don't even know his first and last name. He knows mine because he's crazy. He bought me a drink and that's as far as I went. I'm not his girlfriend. So of course they were like, you want me to handle that? You want, like, what's the deal? Like, that's not cool. And I'm just like, calm down, guys. Now, pause. I know you're wondering how I got here. Super serious though. Like, that was God's way of like helping me before things got really ugly. Like, we're not even at the part where I was just like, you know, like, we're not even at the worst part. Like, he didn't even fully show the potential of his crazy. Like, he hadn't even spazzed out yet. So I should have been like, yeah, let him know that I am not to be played with and that he needs to calm down and that, you know, I'm just not here for the drama or the games. And don't be telling people we go together because I don't even know you like that. And that beer was nasty. You don't even know what drink I want, but you're my man. No, absolutely not. So, being stupid and being nice, I was like, oh no, it's no big deal. They were older and they probably knew, like, that's not normal. Like, they knew and I didn't. So I was dumb and I stalled them out. Learn from me, ladies. Don't stall them out. Don't. So, anyways, that night I didn't have anything to do. I actually went, and it's crazy because they invited me to the club, but I didn't go. I don't do the whole clubbing by myself, and I also don't really party with strangers because it's like, I don't know your get down. I don't know how you party. Like, I don't know how you party. I don't know what you were into, you know, illegal substances. Like, I don't know y'all. So, and it's no offense, but that's just how I am. That was the one thing that I was actually precautious about, not knowing that they were harmless. They were not the problem. Anyways, moving along. So I'm in my room. My mom and my grandma were the people who I stayed in my room with because it was a large group in my family, so we had multiple rooms. So that was who I shared my room with, right? They're both in the casino. I'm bored, so I'm watching like movies and stuff by myself and ordering room service and stuff. Like, so eventually I guess I fell asleep because what am I up for, you know? So I'm asleep and I hear a loud bang on the door. Fam, like, bro. Cross my heart. I'm not making this up. So when I say a loud bang, I mean like the feds are raiding a drug lord's house. Like a woman found out her man got a girl at their house while she was on her lunch break, and she pulled up to see what was up with the girl and the guy, and she like locked out of her own house and she's banging on the door. That's how this man was banging on my door. Like, he shook me out of my sleep. Like, it was just loud and obnoxious. And so first I was like, oh no, this is a mistake. Like, they'll go away. So I'm laying there and then it dawns on me like, boo, hello, you're by yourself. This is scary. Panic. So of course I did. I'm sitting there and I swear to y'all, at this point I am praying because the knocking didn't stop. It's like boom, 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 boom. Then I hear I know you're in there, Alexis, but it's a man's voice. So I'm like, okay, let me make sure the door's locked properly and let me look through the peephole because this is crazy. So I look through the peephole and it's him. He's banging on my door at 2 something in the morning. And I get to thinking, how does he know where my room is? And it dawned on me. He remembered your room, how to get there, the floor number off of that one time that he walked you. This is calculated, guys. This is scary. And I'm laughing about it now, but I'm trying to tell you, when I was in that bed, I was literally praying because I was like, what if he gets in this door? What if he's intoxicated and I get, like, sexually assaulted? Like, these types of things are going through my mind. And it's so scary as a woman that you get put in situations like this. In my case, I put myself in a situation like this. I'll take 100% ownership of it. Because had I not been so friendly, he would have never even been able to do this. Like, but I was sitting there praying because I'm just like, oh my God, I'm by myself. And I can't defend myself. And it's a cruise ship, so the door is not super secure like the type of lock that they have. It's like a little, that's it. So it's like, this is scary. And I don't know if someone walked by and saw him because it had stopped, almost like he walked away. And so I checked the door, the peephole, and there was no one there, so I got back in bed. And then, like, moments later, the banging on the door started back again. And then, finally, he gave up. So, I could not sleep. I was terrified, because I didn't know if he was going to come back. I didn't know if he was going to be out there asking people where I was, you know? So, it turns out, my mom and my grandma, they got back to the room after gambling, and I'm sitting up in the bed, like, so then my mom is like, oh yeah, that boy was in the casino asking about you. He was looking for you. I said, what? Huh? Nah. Yeah. He was asking my mother where I was. That's how you know he not wrapped too tight. Why would you be asking my family members where I am? Crazy. And he didn't stop there, because my mom and my grandma, when they do that gambling thing, they run solo. Like, they'll go together and arrive together, but they're not sitting next to each other. So my mom is over here and my grandma's over there. So he's literally walking around the casino looking for my family members and ask them where I'm at. That is crazy. That's crazy. That is psycho. Take meds. I'm super serious. Like, that is scary. So, that happened. That's honestly the end of the story, really. I did tell, okay, so my uncle was on the cruise too, and I actually told him, like, we were talking about it the next day with the rest of my family when we had brunch or something. And I remember he like tried to come to the table. Like, that's how you know this man is crazy. He tried to come to the table where me and my family were eating the next day in the afternoon, and my uncle looked at him and was like, is there a problem? And I looked at him like, is there? And that was the last I heard of him. So all he needed was that dominant male force and that male energy to be like, she's protected, don't try it. So that's that. That was my story time. What's the moral of this story? Ladies, stop being friendly and stop being nice and stay away from these creeps. Like, and never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, let a man know where your hotel room is, where your, what is it called on a cruise? Your stateroom. Don't do stuff like that. Don't let men know where you even parked your car after leaving the club. Do not do that. You cannot be friendly with this man, because the problem is you cannot pick and choose who's nice and who's harmless and who's a rapist, who's a serial killer, who's gonna kidnap you, who's gonna kidnap you and make you do sex trafficking. You don't know, because Psycho doesn't have a face. Psycho doesn't have an image. You just don't know. So I wanted to tell that story. I hope it was funny, but I also hope that it brought some type of enlightenment to my viewers. I hope that somebody out here or out there can learn from my mistake, because that is something that I can laugh at now, but in the situation then, I was very, very, very fearful. So thank you for watching. stay tuned for more. I don't know if I'm gonna do a tutorial or what, but it seems like everybody likes my story times. If you haven't, I'll leave the link below. There's another one called Storytime. I kicked my ex out of the car. That really happened. He got it coming. So anyways, thank you for watching. Love you guys.
I wanna know, boy.